is good? It's your boy Sam back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're going to be going over and talking about the 5 new cards coming to NBA 2K24 MyTEAM today, including the lock-in Diamond Tyrese Haliburton. Now, for Haliburton, I don't love his release, so if that doesn't get changed, I'm probably not going to be super high on the card. But even some of the budget options like Claxton, like Rui Hachimura, I think they have potential. Claxton needs a good release. Rui Hachimura obviously needs a decent 3-ball, but then needs a lot of defense. So we'll see as we do go up the ranks how good each and every one of these cards are. Starting with Nicolas Claxton. Now for Claxton, they gave him an 88 3-ball. An 88 3-ball for Nicolas Claxton. It looks like something that's not supposed to be there. It looks honestly like they mixed up the 3-ball in mid-range or something like that. Because look, they didn't even give him any shooting badges. You're telling me an 88 3-ball and no shooting badges? Comes with a 79 speed, great defensively, good standing dunk, driving dunk. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. If this stands, if this stays, if this 3-ball actually is an 88, Claxton's your best budget center in the entire game, and it's not particularly close. He is. It's literally not particularly close. 6'11". If you play him at power forward, that's fine too. You give him a speed shoe. He does everything you can ask for on the court with an 88 3-ball. I can't stress that enough. Release-wise, I don't know. I've not used Nicolas Claxton yet this year, but I'm telling you right now, if you are no money spent balling on a budget, this might be the perfect guy to add to your squad. He just might be. Because shooting-wise, going to be fantastic. He's got a good player build. You know, obviously 6'11", 7'2" wingspan. Defensively, he's fantastic. Going to rebound the ball well. There's just nothing he can't do. Especially if you give him catch and shoot with an 88. I still don't believe that 88 3-ball. I just think something's wrong with it. I just don't feel like whoever made this card meant to give him that 88 3-ball. Now again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they did mean to give that to him. But if that stands, Nicolas Claxton is going to be the man with the plan for every new player in my team. It kind of goes with my point is, I wish they'd give out like a free grindable Nicolas Claxton just to get people, you know, into the game, because Claxton's really good. I mean, I'm telling y'all right now, he can play for new players in my team for quite some time. This card really, really good. Rui Hachimura up next, 83 3-ball, 83 speed, 83 interior perimeter, 80 lateral quickness, badge-wise fantastic. Another one of those budget cards that can play for a very long time. And not just that, Rui Hachimura as an overall card, not even just a budget card, is fantastic at the small forward position. Is his release as quick as Terrence Mann's? Probably not, but it's maybe easier to time into green. And as far as everything else he gives you on the court, there's nothing he can't do. Sure, he can't dribble the ball that well, but he's got a good player model player build. His release is absolutely fantastic. Badge-wise, you can't ask for much more. Am I hyping up Rui Hachimura to the moon? Absolutely, and I will for the foreseeable future. But he's fantastic. 83 3-ball. He's gonna knock down shots. Has a great release. Wish his hot spots were what they were in play now, because in play now he's literally got hot spots from 4 out of the 5 places around the arc. But still, I'm not super worried about it, because this card does basically it all at an extremely high level. If you're, let's say, no money spender balling on a budget, and you start your squad off with Rui Hachimura as well as Nicolas Claxton, your squad's going to be great. Now, I don't know, again, what the rest of this drop is going to look like. I can't even be the one to sit here and speculate, but I can say it's starting great with the rubies. These cards, fantastic, each for 10,000 MT. Darius Garland up next, 94 3-ball, 94 speed, 90 lateral quickness, decent interior, decent perimeter. Doesn't play any defense. He's 6'1" with a bad player model that doesn't play any defense. So how high truly can you be on Darius Garland? Well, not super high. And I'm not trying to sit here and slander Garland, because I think the card offensively is going to be fine. I just think there's a limit to how truly good he can be. Steph dribble style, Garland based on quick. I feel like Garland's release point obviously is a little low for my liking, but that's really the only thing I can complain about with the card. Again, hotspots everywhere is really nice. His offense, I'm not worried about. I mean, I'm really not. High 3-ball, movement-wise is fine. Can dunk the ball decently as well. I would just say defensively limit your expectations. He has 2 total defensive badges. His player model, again, is not great. He's only 6'1". I mean, he doesn't weigh hardly anything, so he's going to get mashed. 65 strength. Perimeter's an 83. Interior's a 70. But again, defensive badges, that's where he is really going to struggle. So before you pick up Darius Garland and just expect him to be absolutely outstanding, know at least on the defensive end of the court, he's not going to be great. Offensively, and I don't know what that release is like. I'd have to go into 2KU with obviously the Cleveland Cavaliers and use Darius Garland and see what the card gets into. I just don't even think it's worth it because this card for me is never going to play. If you're choosing between Garland and Claxton, or Garland or Nicolas Claxton, I mean, let's be honest. Claxton is better than Garland. If you're choosing between Garland and Rui Hachimura, let's be honest. Rui Hachimura is so much better than Darius Garland. It's not even a debate. So just keep that in the back of your minds when making decisions on who you want to pick up from this squad. Sure, Darius Garland might be more fun. You know, he might be fine offensively. You know, you might be able to have some success with it. But is he going to be as good as the Rubies? Short answer, no, he is not. Next up, OG Anunoby, 6'7", 7'2" wingspan, 86 3 ball, 88 speed, really good lateral quickness, really good perimeter, solid interior, good driving dunk, Hall of Fame corner specialist, Hall of Fame challenger clamps. Tendency-wise, not great animation. OG base on quick is really good. Bron dribble style, normal leaner. How good is OG Anunoby compared to some of the other top locks? Is he to the level of, let's say, a Kawhi? Is he to the level of a Ron Artest? Not quite, but OG Anunoby is good. So, again, I'm saying, you know, if you're choosing between him and, let's say, Kawhi is definitely better than OG. If you're choosing between OG and a guy, let's say, like Ron Artest, I mean, Ron Artest blows him out of the water. But with that said, OG is still really solid for what he provides. A really solid 3 in the option, good wide player model, good release. I mean, there's just some positives to take away from this card. Now, if you are not locking in for Kobe Bryant, do not buy OG Anunoby. He is probably not worth it ultimately. There are other cards you can get, like a Rui Hachimura, who I think is going to be just as good as OG. Now, with that being said, if you lock in for Kobe, sure, try out OG, see what the card gets into, but he is not worth the 84,000 MT price tag at all. Last player we got to talk about today is our lock-in Tyrese Haliburton, 6'5", 6'8" wingspan, hot spots from everywhere. Badge-wise on next gen, this is what the card looks like. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, I can't argue that. 87 3-ball, 92 speed, defensively not great, playmaking not great. Release Tyrese Haliburton based on normal timing. I'm telling you right now, limit your expectations for how good this release can be and will be. It will not be a great release. But let's still look at the other part of Tyrese Haliburton and what he can provide for you guys on the court. So good length, obviously defensively not going to be great. Hall of Fame bailout, clamp breaker, diamond floor general, leader third, quick first step, unpluckable. Very, very solid badges as it stands. And you guys can see next gen, those are what they look like. Shooting badges, Agent 3, limitless catch and shoot. The limitless with Agent 3 is a super important combination for Tyrese Haliburton, who is, you know, offensively going to be solid. The problem lies with his release. And I'll show you guys in the gameplay when we get there what Tyrese Haliburton's release looks like. I'm just telling y'all right now, I wish Tyrese Haliburton could play. I wish I could talk about him as being, you know, as good as Devin Booker. But that just goes to show you guys how much SIGs matter. D-Book's dribble style compared to Tyrese LeBron James. D-Book's leaner compared to the pro leaner. The pro leaner is not horrible, I'll tell you that. But just the comparison, that does matter. And so I'm not trying to sit here and say, you know, if you're a big Tyrese Haliburton fan, you can't use him, because I think you can. I think he's going to be good enough to at least use. I'm just saying, when you're comparing him to some of the other best point guards, even let's say like a Cade Cunningham or a SGA, SIGs matter so much, because Tyrese stat-wise isn't horrible, even defensively. I mean, if you apply a shoe, he's got solid defense. He really does. I can't sit here and hate on his stats or badges. Obviously, playmaking, that's going to be the best part about Tyrese Haliburton, but it just comes down to, I do not love the SIGs of Tyrese Haliburton, and I think that's what's going to hold me back. If I was to, you know, think about getting Tyrese Haliburton, use him in 2KU. I'm going to say that for all of these players. These are players that play right now. So before, you know, spending MT on them, unless you obviously locking in for Kobe, then you're going to have to do what you got to do anyways. Look at these cards, shoot around with them, and then decide if they're worth your MT. Because if you're not locking in for Kobe, if you're balling on a budget, sure. Hachimura, Claxton, those are cards I definitely would recommend you guys picking up. But if you're not balling on a budget, let's say you have a really good team, but you're not going for Kobe Bryant, I would not buy any of these cards. The only cards somewhat worth it are Hachimura and Claxton, who for their value, if Claxton's 3-ball stays at that 88, which I think it is for now, I mean, those two cards are definitely cards I would look to maybe add to your specific squad. That's going to wrap it up for my video today, guys. So, I mean, how would I rank these cards overall? And this is going to be surprising to a lot of guys. This is how I'd rank them. Rui number 1, Claxton number 2, OG number 3, Tyrese Haliburton number 4, and Darius Garland number 5. I think it shows how high I am on Nicolas Claxton in general and Rui Hachimura that they're my top 2. But I think it's valid. I think those 2 cards are my top 2 cards because right now we don't really have a decent budget big, and I think Claxton is going to be that at an extremely high level. Now, I could be wrong. We'll see when Claxton comes out, what the card looks like, all those things, and as long as his 3-ball stays high, I'm this high on him in general. But that's my opinion on things. Let me know your thoughts on each and every one of these 5 cards down below in the comments, guys. Really do appreciate your recent support on the channel. Stay tuned today for Haliburton gameplays, as well as maybe like a Rui Hachimura type of card. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're doing it. As always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.